Bonjour YouTube, it's Lux LaFemme. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment on my videos. Mesdames and messieurs, mon amis of YouTube, please don't forget to click the notification bell. So, in my healing, um, I have just, it got to a point where I cannot stand hubris. Can't stand it. I probably never could, but now in healing from a narcissist where every day this person would blatantly lie, manipulate, gaslight, blame shift. Being away from this person for now 7 months, anytime I see anything that reminds me of that person, of what I subjected myself to, what my ego construct put up with so much. Because the conversations I would have with my ego construct, she really was like, no, if you just do this, he'll change. I'm like, and the lies she would constantly tell me, I now have no patience for manipulation, gaslighting, blame shifting, hubris. All I can say is I'm grateful that I have that knowledge now, because of course she would like to, always wants to try to beat me up. The negative thinking, the negative self-talk, always wants to beat me up. Well, you should have known, you should have got out of that, and girl, if you don't, I'm out of it now. That's the important thing. But I digress. The story today is about Matt Gaetz. I'm pretty sure you guys know who Matt Gaetz is. If you don't know who Matt Gaetz is a congressman, a representative out of Florida, who has been the sycophant of the Trump organization administration. What I find with these sycophants is that they back this person's play to hide the stuff that they're doing. And the more they get caught up in that particular piece, the more they feel quite confident that no one will ever find out all their dirty laundry. The hubris. Well, it seems like his stuff has caught up to him. So Newsweek reports, the byline reads, Matt Gaetz investigation, everything we know so far. The journalist Ewan Palmer, Ewan, I hope I'm saying that right, 3/31/2021, this morning at 5:25 a.m. So, Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz has denied having an inappropriate sexual relationship with a 17-year-old girl and made counter allegations that the investigation is a part of a wider extortion plot against him. The New York Times first reported that the Justice Department is investigating Gaetz over allegations he had sex with a teenage girl and paid her to travel with him, including over state lines. Gaetz is alleged to have met the 17-year-old girl around 2 years ago. No charges have been brought forward, and the extent of the investigation into him is unknown. The investigation into Gaetz was said to have opened in the final few months of the D.T. Rump administration under then Attorney General Bill Barr. A number of senior Justice Department officials, including some appointed by T. Rump, were aware of the investigation, reported the Times. Speaking to MSNBC's Rachel Maddow, the Times reporter Katie Benner, who worked on the Gaetz story, said the timeline of the investigation into him should be taken into account when mentioning the congressman's counterclaims. We found that this investigation began at the end of last summer, and it is going on for more than 6 months. So this is a serious investigation. I'm not saying that the extortion claims that he's made are untrue. I'm just saying that it came on the heels of months and months of investigations. The congressman has strongly denied the allegations against him and claims someone actually used the knowledge of it to attempt a wider multi-million dollar extortion plot, which his family has also been roped into. Over the past several weeks, my family and I have been victims of an organized criminal extortion involving a former DOJ official seeking $25 million while threatening to smear my name, Gaetz tweeted. We have been cooperating with federal authorities in this matter and my father has even been wearing a wire at the FBI's direction to catch these criminals. Gaetz told The Times that the scheme involving false sex allegations to extort him and his family for $25 million had begun early in March. The Times said the investigation into Gaetz is a part of a larger probe into Joel Greenberg, a Florida official and political ally of Gaetz who is due to stand trial in June over charges including sex trafficking of a child. Greenberg posted a picture of himself visiting the White House, accompanied by Gaetz, on Twitter in 2019. Gaetz claimed the revealing of the sex trafficking inquiry is a part of a plan to prevent an investigation into the extortion plot. No part of the allegations against me are true, and the people pushing these lies are targets of the ongoing extortion investigation, Gaetz added. I demand the DOJ immediately release the tapes made at their direction, which implicate their former colleague in crimes against me based on false allegations. Benner suggested that the reason why Gaetz has disclosed details of an FBI investigation was that he is trying to get people not to pay attention to the fact that the Trump administration felt it was worthy to investigate the allegations against him. In publicly talking about the extortion plot that he has described and publicly saying his father wore a wire, he is basically destroying and blowing up the FBI investigation, which in and of itself something you would think would be against his own interest, she said. You would think that he would be wanting to work with the FBI and would want to keep this quiet. The DOJ has been contacted for comment. Now, there's another interesting thing that Gaetz did. Along with saying that he's been extorted, he named the person that's supposed to be extorting him. He named him as a lawyer. And of course, the lawyer's like, oh, yeah? Yeah, no. He named him on Tucker Carlson. Now, if you guys know me, well, you probably don't know me that well, but I say that because I don't really talk about politics that much, but I'm not a fan of Tucker Carlson, so I don't talk about Tucker Carlson. But I did watch the interview that Tucker Carlson had with Matt Gaetz, and it's hilarious. The reason why is because Matt Gaetz tries to pull Tucker Carlson into this game, and Tucker Carlson is like, no, I'm not good. No, I'm not getting ready to go down here. You're not going to implicate me in sex trafficking children. No, you're not. It's hilarious. Please do yourself the favor and watch it. I mean, that's how I took it. Because Tucker Carlson, at one point, Matt Gaetz says, Well, you remember when we went out to dinner and your wife was with us and you met her and Tucker Carlson was like, I don't remember that. I don't remember which kind. I don't remember that. Tucker Carlson ends the interview after the interview's over. He's like, yeah, that was the weirdest interview I've ever had. Yeah. See, my experience with narcissists, they blame shift. They distort the truth, which is flat out lies. I mean, with a narcissist, there are several different layers of lies. They're all lies, but they're different layers of lies. There's the manipulation lie, there's the gaslighting lie, there's the lie. As Scott Peck says, people of the lie. Do yourself a favor, read that book or get the Audible. In Audible, it's broken down into 3 different books. Get that. Just saying. Anyway, did I already say the blame shift lie? There's the blame shift lie. There's the gaslighting lie. There's the manipulation lie. There's the obfuscation lie. There's the lie. All they do is lie. The hubris lie. Well, actually, all the lies that they do builds up hubris. And this dude really thought he was going to pull Tucker Carlson in, because Tucker Carlson has gone on with so many, has played along with all their lies up to date. And Tucker Carlson obviously has a limit, meaning I am not getting ready to go down for one of the most despicable crimes that exist. I'm not getting ready to not only throw away my career, my wife's career, my children's safety. What you're asking me to do, bruh, is beyond what I'm willing to do. You have crossed the boundary. So Tucker Carlson's like, yeah, no. I say all that to say, narcissists, they do meet a karmic end several times. But when you're caught up in hubris, you don't see it. Matt Gaetz, if you look at his background, especially once T Rump became a major player, Matt Gaetz has swung off the T Rump's T-tit for years, has said the most ridiculous things, but backed the big lie. And when it came to vote in Congress for more monies to fight child sex trafficking, Matt Gaetz was the only one who voted against it. The only one. I kid you not. Look it up. I'm just a fabulous diva on YouTube, so don't take my word for it. Look it up for yourself. Narcissism has been around for a very long time. I think, for me anyway, my ego construct was created to survive the narcissistic environment. I can't begin to tell you how much I hate that piece of me. That ego construct literally smashed me down and diminished me. And I bring that up in the same context with Matt Gaetz, because his version of narcissism, or his narcissistic bent, is so destructive. It's so toxic that it reminds me of the narcissism that I've endured, that I have survived. if, well, I'm not looking at man's justice. I'm looking at the spiritual justice. Because I get that narcissists, their construct is a layer or layers and layers and layers of lies, but they are still bound by the same laws, spiritual laws. We all are. And karma, yeah, I don't think I have to say anything else. Au revoir, mesdames and messieurs. Thank you for your time. We'll talk again.